JaiJavaan. Lieutenant Hawa Singh, despite being seriously wounded, courageously cleared 5 enemy bunkers and killed a number of enemy personnel. Second Lieutenant Hawa Singh hailed from Mirzapur village in Hisar district of Haryana. Son of Mr. Shokran Singh and Mrs. Chand Kaur, Second Lieutenant Hawa Singh followed his childhood dream and joined the army after completing his studies. He was commissioned into 4x5 GR of 5 Gorkha Rifles, a regiment known for its valiant soldiers and numerous battle honors. During 1971, 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh's unit 4x5 Gorkha Rifles got deployed in the eastern sector and took part in one of biggest assaults on enemy forces before the 1971 war. The Battle of Atgaram Complex, fought on 21st November 1971 between the 5 Gorkha Rifles and the 31st of Punjab of Pakistani Army, was one of the first engagements between the two opposing forces that preceded the Indo-Pak War of 1971 and also one of the first large-scale assaults launched by the Indian Army against East Pakistani forces before the 1971 war. The battle was fought on the border village Atgaram in the Sylhet district of then East Pakistan, approximately 35 kilometers from Sylhet town. The village lay across the Surma river, which served as a de facto border separating East Pakistan from the Kachar district of Assam. The target of the Indian operation was the Atgaram complex. Situated 2 kilometers inside the international border across the river Surma, Atgaram served as a major road communication center connecting it with Zagikanj to the south opposite the Indian border town of Karimganj. As per the attack plan, 4x5 Gorkha Rifles was tasked to capture the Atgaram salient by the first light 21st November 1971 and advance further towards Charkai and secure Sarkar Bazar, which lay approximately 4 kilometers west of Atgaram. The plans for the attack, drawn up by the commanding officers, Lieutenant Colonel A.B. Harolikar, was aimed to surprise the enemy forces by infiltrating and establishing roadblocks to prevent reinforcement from Sarkar Bazar from the west Zagikanj to the south. This meant that to reach the Atgaram, 4x5 Gorkha Rifles troops had to cross the river Surma, infiltrating between Pakistani defences of Raigaram and Amal Sidh, proceeding through 4 kilometers of marshes and launching the assault on Atgaram complex from the rear. The force was then to proceed and clear the border outpost. The C Company and an ad hoc force was tasked to set up the roadblocks and hold the approaches, while the main attack on Atgaram was to be carried out by A and D companies. To achieve maximum possible surprise as well as a psychological factor, the main attack was planned with Kokri's. 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh was the commander of one platoon of A Company. As planned, 4x5 Gorkha Rifles crossed River Surma in the earlier part of the night of 20th November 1971. C Company and the commanding officers group were first to cross with the help of pneumatic boats, established a firm base across the river for battalion to pass through and move in between Pakistani border outposts. The assaulting troops A and D Company, including the platoon of 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh, neared the objective in the later part of the night. At about 4:30 hours on 21st November 1971, when A and D Company, led by their commanders with commanding officers in the center, launched fierce kukri assault and as the dawn broke captured Atgaram. Pakistanis were caught by surprise and met their end with raw courage of Indian soldiers. The assaulting platoons, led by the 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh and Captain Praveen Johri, fought with gallantry and sheer daredevilry. However, during the fierce fighting, 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh got seriously injured and was martyred. 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh was given the nation's 3rd highest gallantry award, Vir Chakra, for his outstanding courage, unyielding fighting spirit and supreme sacrifice during the operation. The citation of the award reads: a battalion of the Gorkha Rifles was given the task of capturing an enemy position in an area in the eastern sector. The enemy was holding a well-fortified position supported by medium machine guns. During the assault, 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh was seriously wounded by enemy fire. Undeterred and regardless of his personal safety, he pressed his charge and cleared 5 enemy bunkers and killed a number of enemy personnel. His daring example inspired his company to capture the objective. Later, he succumbed to his injuries. In this action, 2nd Lieutenant Hawa Singh displayed commendable courage, initiative, and determination. The inauguration of a war memorial to honor Lieutenant Hawa Singh was held at his village Mirzapur Hisar on 21st November 2019. A bust of the martyr was also unveiled. Jai Hind.